What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing tonight? I apologize for the little bit of late delayed start. I am your boy, Niner Sickness, with the N.W.A. podcast coming to you live Monday night. I got my two brothers from other mothers. I got a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of vanilla. We're going to have the flavor going on tonight. With no further ado, let me bring in my boy, E-Man. E-Man, what's up, E-Man? Say hello to the world.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
That is my
Welcome
boy,
to the
E-Man.
show.
And let me bring in also my boy, Florida Mike, representing from Florida. What's up, Florida Mike?
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Florida Mike in the building. Bang, bang, on the game.
That's it. All right. Well, it is Monday night, guys, and we are here to talk a little bit of football. What's up, Don? What's up, Tom? How's everybody doing today? Appreciate everybody coming in, tuning in. We wanted to, right off the bat, ask you guys, you guys are mostly the most faithful ones in here. We were thinking about starting the show instead of 7 p.m., maybe doing it at 7:15 or 7:30 every Monday and Friday. I want to get your guys' thoughts. What's up, Corey? Is it okay if we do it at 7:30 or 7:15 to start off? I know a lot of you guys are on the East Coast, and it gets a little bit late. So your input is very important. So what's up, Dina? How you doing? Let us know if 7:30 works for you guys. If not, about 7:15. We can start rocking the show at that particular time. So what are you guys' thoughts? 7:30 or 7:15? Too late? Too early? Please let me have your thoughts. But with that said, everybody, welcome to tonight's show. Tonight we're just going to have a little bit of just fun talking to one another. And we're just going to freestyle it and just say hello. What's up, Kathy? What's up, D. Watson? Welcome to the show. So, well, how was your weekend there, Florida Mike?
You know, it was pretty intriguing, man. My son went out there and played a pretty good game. He's 13 years old, and he's competing against 15 years old. So I put it on my Facebook of him catching the ball on some 15-year-olds that try to intimidate him. It was pretty great.
I see those, man. Those are pretty good highlights.
He had some
man.
moves, man.
Yeah. I was proud of him, man. So hopefully he could be a future 49er. That would be even better.
I know, right? Everybody has the
man.
dream and hope that they play for their favorite team, you know.
Oh, man, if that ever happened to me and my son went to the Niners, I'm telling you guys, I would not leave the field. They would have to kick me out.
Hold on, Eric. I'm not messing with you. Relax.
I got a pimple right.
Well, that's not what I was trying to do. I'm just.
What's going on, fan base? Thank you guys for tuning in with us.
I'm trying to make you as high as we are, but I can't.
I love these Niner faithful fans, man. These guys rocking with us, and anybody that's new tonight, appreciate you coming in. And make sure you guys spread that word, hit that subscribe. When you hit subscribe, make sure you hit the notification, and make sure you personalize it so you get notified when we're on. Because a lot of people will subscribe, but they don't hit the notification, and then you don't know when we're on live. So if you're brand new to the show, spread that word, get it out there to your other Niner fans, and if they're Niner haters, tell them to come on because they need to listen to real football info anyway, because their team sucks.
100% correct, brother. 100%. This is where we keep it real. Oh man, it's been a crazy weekend, and it's been a crazy day today, to say the least, brother. I'm kind of glad that it's winding down. How was your weekend there, E-Man?
Eventful. Like, I mean, we got out and had some fun with the kids and whatnot. Then, you know, of course, we were repairing pipes and stuff like that. So I'm just thankful this whole storm is over with, and we had tornado weather come through, and nothing came and hit over here. So just blessed that
Well, that's good.
we didn't get any more damage than we did.
Well, I'm glad that nothing went through, brother. You know, You guys, I know at this point nobody needs that happening anywhere, but I know you guys don't need it going by you, man. So I'm glad everything's good. What's up, Corey? Corey says hello, everyone. Tom says hi, Florida Mike. Gina says evening, everyone. My boy D Watson. What's up, faithful? Our faithful Kathy Sanchez. Love you, girl. Hello. Tom says that's bad for me and Florida Mike. Are you talking about
fall asleep on you?
Are you talking about the time? I'm pretty sure that's what you mean.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to do a 7:15 then, because at 7:30 is probably too late for you guys.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll work it out. Tom says, but I'll be there. I'll be here. Excuse me. I appreciate that, brother. Whatever works for you guys.
I was gonna address that, Corey, when everything gets settled.
Says Dina says 10:15 is good. Oh, sorry, 7:15. Can't hang out late. Gotta be at work at sunrise. I hear you. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to. Maybe we'll keep it at 7 as usual, and then we the panel just might have to start a little bit earlier within ourselves to keep everything going at 7. We'll see. We'll work it out. But we'll definitely do what's best for you guys as well as us. It's never just about us. It's about all of us. So we'll definitely make it work. Definitely make it work. Hey, Ariel and Jayla, how you doing? Hello from Niner Sickness. Hello from Florida Mike. And hello from E-Man. Girls, always a pleasure having you guys watching our broadcast. Appreciate you guys. So, oh my goodness. Not that question. The girls and I will be there anytime. I appreciate that. And I understand a lot of you guys are able to, but we have to consider everybody as well. We have to put everybody's thoughts in mind, not just particular people. So, but I do appreciate your love. I appreciate you guys still being faithful, rocking with us. Whatever we do, we'll make it work for everybody. That I guarantee you. So, yeah, guys, there's not that much news going on with the 49ers, but we are faithful with our Monday night shows. We are faithful with our Friday shows. We are here committed, devoted to you guys, to the fan base, to one another as a panel. There hasn't been any changes really to update you guys about the 49ers that at least that I'm aware of. Is there anything that you guys found out? Any changes that I'm not aware of?
There was a couple of things that have kind of come up out of the grapevines, but as far as credibility, I don't know what the credibility of it is, or if I mean, I know the fact that we pursued Matthew Stafford is credible. We did pursue him as a starting quarterback.
Oh, you're not going to talk about Mr. Carolina guy, are you?
Yeah, the credibility of pursuing Teddy Bridgewater is, I don't know how reliable that source is. He's not worth starter money, and he's not an upgrade from Jimmy. So
I just don't understand. I don't understand
like
where John Harbaugh. Oh my God, I'm tired. Where John Lynch comes out, talks about Jimmy Garoppolo is our quarterback. We're rolling with him. We're rocking with him, and then you hear these things, these rumors going around that the 49ers are potentially talking to the Carolina Panthers and inquiring about a potential trade for Teddy Bridgewater. I just don't know, man. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I just hope they don't just burn the bridge there and they can't come back from it, man. If that is the case, because one minute you're saying he's our guy, he's here, the next minute you're hearing about these things the Niners might be doing. Whether it's true or not, that has to be determined to see. But I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts on that? I just don't understand this whole Jimmy situation. I mean, is he that bad? If we're gonna have to hear this every year?
it's just his health is a concern. Now, if you take away that aspect of his health, then we're, as long as Jimmy's healthy, we're a playoff team. And without him being healthy, then we're starting from the bottom back up. I think that having a credible backup behind Jimmy will make things better as far as I know some people were thinking that Teddy could come in and be a starter, and I wouldn't want him to be a starter, but we need a credible backup like New Orleans had in Jameis Winston. I was looking forward to and another name that popped up that kind of sprung around was Alex Smith. He's going to be getting cut from the Washington football team, but his health is also an issue. So it's you don't want to you don't want to sign somebody behind your starter that's having injury problems himself. Then you're just going to be right back where you started. So we got to find somebody that's going to be healthy, somebody that's reliable. Um, and I don't know if that's the way we go, but it would definitely open up some doors as far as with that pick if we do address the backup quarterback position.
Yeah, I hear you. Real quick, I had to mute Mike. Mike, I'm getting a real bad feedback from you. Kind of like if you had a fan on and it's blowing on you, but it's going really bad. At first, I thought it was Eric. I muted him. He was fine. As soon as I muted you and everything went clear. So can you check your microphone or your box? Because that feedback is really, really bad. Do you hear it, Eric?
Oh, slightly, very, very slightly.
So if you get a chance, Mike, if you can check it or move something, I'd appreciate it.
I mean, I don't have a
Oh,
fan
okay.
on, so what that is.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it is. I just assume some people have.
Is it better now?
No, it's the same.
Check your.
There's got it
Have
better.
you moved your microphone?
There's better. It's better. It's better. Whatever you did.
Okay.
I just turned down
Yeah, that's better. Way better, Mike.
I just turned down something. I don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, keep it there, broken. Now you're perfectly fine. Beautiful.
Cool.
Right on. Appreciate that, Mike. Thank you. Just for people that are hearing us on the TV or watching us, it's no problem. But if they're listening to us just audibly, yeah, that comes in pretty strong. I'm sorry, Eric. I didn't mean to cut you off. Can you just give us the last paragraph of your last statement, please?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I did go on the Easy Sports podcast. I did post a mock draft for all 32 teams for the first round. It's just a rough, like a free agency kind of thing. I thought it was kind of interchangeable between a couple picks, but if you guys get a chance, y'all can check that out if y'all are interested.
Yeah, it's fun doing draft, doing a virtual draft. I mean, I understand that. The reality is that without free agency taking place first, everything that we do, yourself, myself, or anybody, is just speculation. But it is, it is fun to do, just to do. I mean, if we sign Trent Williams, then a lot of things will fall into place. If we don't sign him, then a lot of things can be shaken up come draft day. So it's really hard to tell, but nevertheless, I can't speak for all the panel, but for myself, I love doing mock drafts. I did that one on my show the other day, and they're fun to do. They're nothing is solid. I mean, I'm not the GM anyway, but it's just being fans, putting something up there that you think will happen for your team. Besides free agency, you know what I mean? Like I said, the free agency determines a lot, but let's just say for sake of argument, we signed Trent, we signed Jason Verrett, we signed Juice. Then you kind of go off based on what's on the board for the draft. And I know a lot of people are like, nah, I'm not worrying about the draft, or I'm not even going to do no simulations because unless we know what's happening with the free agency, we're not touching it. And that's fine. That is fine as well. But drafts are they're just that. They're simulated drafts just for the fun of it. Because even after free agency, you do a mock draft and you can be completely wrong anyway. So they're just fun to do, man. With that said, I know where Eric stands because he's kind of stands with me. He enjoys doing it himself. He did one, Mike, what's your thoughts on doing a simulated draft? Like, if we came on here and we just did a draft pick for the 49ers 7 rounds, even if it was before the free agency, would you be up to do something like that? Or you're like, nah, I'm cool?
Well, first I want to respond to the original question, which was regarding about the hoopla in the media. So you guys
Okay.
know if you don't know where I stand, for those of you that are new, I'm not a media guy. I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch these talking heads. So my whole thing is the reason being is because of these reasons right here. They got to put out a story. They got to have relevancy. You know, you said it best yourself at the beginning. There's not a lot of traffic flow going on during the off season, so there's not a lot to talk about on this particular week. But their job is to create a story and have something to talk about. So basically, all they're going to do is come out and make speculations. Each week is different. One week we was getting Matthew Stafford. Another week we're going after Deshaun Watson. Another week we're going after Alex Smith. And now we're going after Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to continue to pile on, you know. So at the end of the day, they got to have something to talk about, and that's fine. That's their job. But I don't believe nothing until it comes out of the mouth of Lynch, Kyle Shanahan. And at the end of the day, Lynch is going to say, you know, things alluding to Garoppolo being our guy, because right now, at this point of the season, he is our guy. We have no free agency acquisitions. We have no draft capital we gave up to get possibly Deshaun Watson. So that can change, though, after free agency. That talk can go from he's our guy to we just signed Deshaun Watson or something. I don't know. As far as the mock draft goes, I'm not a person that's in the mock draft. I don't discourage people that do it. I think it's fun. It's entertainment. I'm just not personally into it. Personally, not because I think it's pointless because it's so early. I just don't give a damn about the other teams and what their needs are. I only care about the 49ers. So my mock draft would be limited to San Francisco. Just like fantasy football, I would suck at that because I will not pick anybody outside of the 49ers. I hate everybody. So that's my take.
Well, yeah, that's what he was talking about, is just doing like a 49er only mock draft. But I did want to answer a question Corey had. He asked when free agency starts. Free agency starts on March the 17th. The last day the teams can franchise tag a player is on March the 9th. That's also an important day to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Listen, tomorrow is it tomorrow? Today, no, today's already March 1st. I was going to say tomorrow. We're already in March. My goodness. Before you know it, the 9 will be around the corner. Right now, we're just all speculating. We're just having a good conversation. But in a couple of weeks, there's going to be a lot to talk about. A lot of good things, a lot of things negatively. A lot of us are going to be very happy. A lot of us are going to be disappointed. But there'll be definitely things to talk about in the coming weeks as the free agency gets closer and closer and approaches us. We don't know what John Lynch is doing, and we don't know what Kyle Shanahan are doing. We're trusting the process. We're trusting that they're going to do what's best for the team, but it's not always necessarily just them. It's the corporation of the player. They can make a contract offer to Trent Williams, but if he doesn't accept it, there's nothing they can do. As long as they make a reasonable contract towards him that is not offensive, hopefully that is in the ballpark of what he's worth, then hopefully we'll sign him going forward. But yeah, man, there's going to be so many things to talk about, gentlemen, in the coming weeks. So please bear with us tonight and the next week or so, when all we're doing is talking about the same thing over and over again, about the Niners talking to Teddy Bridgewater, the Niners talking to trying to bring Joe Montana out of retirement because he's doing too many commercials lately, and he probably needs the extra money. Who knows? But we're definitely going to have a lot to talk about in the coming weeks as it approaches. So the 9th is correct. It's the last time you can French tag someone, so that's going to be interesting to see. Also, the 17th, right?
I meant to say the 15th. The 15th is when unrestricted free agents can start to negotiate with their teams. But 17th is when free agency officially kicks off. Right
on. What's up, Kimo? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. It's always a wonderful to see your lovely smile, Mom. We appreciate you, brother, joining us tonight.
Hey, non-sickness. I got a quick comment. I will say I have a different perspective. I think a lot of fans in general think that this time is a dead period where there's nothing to talk about. I actually think there's plenty to talk about, and I think this is the best season to have a lot to talk about. And I'm gonna tell you why. During the season, all we talk about is the reaction of the game, and then it goes on to the next week. The reaction of the game. It becomes redundant whether you win, lose. It's just a reaction of the game. During the off season, you talk about the needs. You talk about the improvements we need to make, the direction we need to go for the next seasons to come. You know, the cap space that we have, the roster free agency acquisition. So although free agency is not here right now, there's still a lot to talk about, in my humble opinion, because at the end of the day, we got some players that we need to re-sign and make a priority, like Trent Williams. You know, is he gonna can we afford him? You know, how many of the key players can we keep? Because we're gonna lose things. I think a lot of Niner fans, depending on what we do in free agency and the draft, obviously, if a lot of Niner fans are gonna be upset with somebody that we acquire, like I'm gonna put it out there and I'm gonna be honest with it. If we acquire Deshaun Watson, we're gonna have to give him capital, right? And maybe a player. A lot of Niner fans would not be happy with giving up Nick Bosa. I myself, early on this show, have said I want to keep Nick Bosa at all regards. However, I also understand the business side. Nick Bosa's contract that is due, it's going to cost us a heavy grip. We're already strained with cap space now. So the reality is, if fans think about it, they want to win so bad right now with this team because they're looking at it from a Super Bowl perspective, right? They're looking at the window of the Super Bowl we have if we're healthy. What they're not understanding is that Super Bowl window is going to be a lot smaller than they think because we're not going to have the same team. There are guys that we're not going to sign just simply due to not having enough money in the cap space. So we're kind of going to have to retool with you know, not a major reset button, but we're going to have a modified reset button to where we can probably come out a little stronger in the near future, you know, sooner than later, like within another 2-3 years, as opposed to just next year. Being honest, because if we keep what we have now and we retain everybody, guess what? The year after that, Bosa's going to be due. We're paying Trent Williams. You know, we're going to have other guys to pay. It's just going to be a lot of money to go around and we're spread thin. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do, man. But whatever we do, we need to make sure we have an upgrade in backup quarterback. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Jimmy's contract is on the leash for these next couple of years. As far as if we wanted to replace him this year or next year, is the time that we want to do this. Do I see us doing that? I don't. I think that some kind of restructure will come into play to let a quarterback develop behind him. I think in other areas like players that are expendable, that we're gonna have to draft efficiently to stay competitively. Um, that goes with our secondary. Our secondary has the most is going to look totally different this year than it did last year, which that's not saying much because it looked totally different the year before, but this was due to injury. A lot of those faces like Sherman, K'Wan Williams, uh, Verrett, they're all on the hook. The only player that's on under contract is Jimmy Ward, which he is our best player in the secondary when he's healthy. Brad had a hell of a year, but Ward has shown that Ward has shown more over the course of time. Yeah, Verrett has shown greatness in 1 year that he's been healthy. We're just hoping that we can get him back at a cheaper, at a not cheaper, but a reasonable price for somebody that's kind of injury prone. The other ones like Sherman, and we're not expected to bring back Sherman. Just be real. We're not going to pay out Sherman the amount of money he wants.
Yeah. With that said, too, talking about the secondary, I wanted to ask you guys. I wanted to ask the panel and ask the viewers. You have Jason Verrett that at corner, outside corner, that had a great season in 2020. But we also know that when he's healthy, he's capable of being the type of corner that he was in 2020. That's why he was drafted high the first round by the Chargers. But the problem is the injury concern is there. It's very real. You have K.Y. Williams. That, yes, he's 30. He's a slot corner. But I think he'll be a little bit cheaper to bring back than Jason Verrett would. Even though K.Y. Williams is a little bit older. I wanted to get your thoughts. What would be in the better interest to bring back if we can only bring one? Jason Verrett or K.Y. Williams? Keep in mind that K.Y. Williams, even though he has got hurt, he doesn't get as hurt as much as Jason Verrett. So I want to get your guys' thought if we can bring one player back and why. Go ahead, Florida Mike, and then we'll shoot it up to Eric.
Well, I mean, I guess that all depends on his contract and how that looks for the future. I mean, if we take out the numbers, if we assume it's all on good terms to where it benefits the Niners going forward, I would rather bring back K.Y. Williams.
Yeah, let me clarify. Yeah, Jason Verrett, you're probably looking anywhere between the $7 to $9 million a year. KY, you're probably looking at about 8. So, KY is still a little bit cheaper than Jason Verrett. I understand that we need that outside corner, especially if we bring in, because you can pretty much put anybody. I like that one kid that we have on our roster. He got hurt last year, but he did pretty good at the slot corner. What was his name there, Eric? You know who I'm talking about,
Jamar
right?
Taylor.
Yeah, Jamar Taylor. He did pretty good. So Jason Verrett, I mean, K1 is replaceable. It's harder to replace a good corner. But going forward, Eric, who would you bring back and why?
Well, I think K1 would actually be a little cheaper, but looking at numbers, actually, Jason Verrett was actually cheaper these last 3 years than K1 Williams was.
Oh,
They're
not this year though.
They're both gonna. Well, he was on a minute. I think he made like $1 million something. Plus, probably.
Yeah, Jason Verrett will get more money.
Oh yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be $7, $8, $9 million like you're saying. No, I think it's gonna be like a probably upwards of like 5, 6.
For who?
5 for Verrett.
Oh my goodness. That's Madden football, bro.
No, I mean, you gotta, like I said, you do have to take into consideration his injury. He has to show that he can stay healthy. So what you do is you know, if he does well under this $5 or $6 million contract, then you extend him out. But
you want to make a personal bet between us that if he makes under 7, you win. If he makes 7 or higher, I win.
I ain't got nothing to bet right now, man.
All right, let's just bet just a friendly bet. I was right, you were wrong.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then.
That's fine. I don't bet money, bro. Maybe
But yeah, this off season though, I don't know. It's kind of tough to judge because they both do things very well in what they do, but for what expense it brings, I would rather bring back Verrett and replace the nickel corner position.
Interesting. Okay. Tom says he is better if Bosa stays healthy, less pressure on the secondary. But if not healthy, we need a good secondary. To me, getting Verrett is insurance. All right.
We'll have Mosley back too, I think. So
Emmanuel Mosley, yeah. I don't think we're gonna bring
he'll come cheap.
I don't think we're gonna bring Akilo or Akulo. Witherspoon.
No, Witherspoon's good as gone.
How about that corner that played? Would you stop, Tom?
No,
stop it.
We're not gonna talk about that guy.
Yeah, bro, stop it. Trade a jersey bit. Make it. I have so many jerseys already, bro. I don't have no more room for jerseys. I must have a jersey for every freaking player, present and past. Yeah, of all baseball, NFL, NHL, NBA, um, I'm good with jerseys. Uh,
Yeah.
but that yeah, we'll just make a friendly bet. I tell you what, just for the fun of it, if I lose, whatever phrase you want me to say over the live, I'll say. If you lose, whatever phrase I want you to say, you got to say it. I won't. It won't be embarrassing. It won't be like out of this
Okay.
craziness. Cool.
Whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Bet yes or no.
Sure.
All right. There it is. So, Mike, um, what are your thoughts on Juice? Do you think he'll be one of the players that we're gonna, besides Trent Williams, that we have to really, really try to bring back for that blocking with Kittle, or do you think that as much as we don't want Juice to leave, can we afford to have him leave?
Well, it's simple to me. If you look at their respective individual positions, who's better than them?
Who's better than Juice as an all player? Not many, to be honest
I
with
don't
you.
think there's anybody better than Juice at fullback. I don't think there's anybody better than Trent Williams at his position. So, considering that we have two individuals in their respective positions, the best players in the league, I would love to prioritize them both. However, I understand that we're thin on the cap space. I understand that we got players coming up, so it's one of those things, man. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to retain everybody, and a lot of that is attributed to us overpaying players that we signed recently. You know what I mean? We spent a lot on Quan Alexander when we attained him. We spent a lot on Tevin Coleman. You know, we ate up some salary cap. We got rid of some trade capital to get Emmanuel Sanders, and all of that is coming back now. I'm not at it those decisions, but I felt like we kind of spent a little bit too much.
You're breaking up, Mike. You sound like you're
Breaking up right now.
underwater.
How about now?
There you go.
Okay, I don't know what happened. What did I get cut off at?
Eric, where did you get cut off? I was doing other things. I'm sorry.
I was talking about the
Contract.
The contract with
yeah
Trent Williams and Juice.
right. I was just saying basically I think that with us signing players like Tevin Coleman and spending too much on him and Quan Alexander in the past, all that capital that we could have had, it kind of backfired down the road. And at the time, it was a good decision to get those guys, but I think we spent a little bit too much on those guys. And of course, we didn't know about COVID at the time, but losing a lot of this salary cap, man, it sucks. So we are where we are now. So we're just gonna have to prioritize the best we can. I mean, if these guys, want to win, I mean, I'm sure there's some upfront money that we can discuss with certain individuals that we prioritize and say, hey, you can get this up front, but keep this within the budget. That way we can keep those guys and probably try to sign a couple more if we can. But, I don't really know how that's going to work out, man, to be honest. I mean, if these guys really want to win, then they're going to have to get some within the budget of not affecting the team.
Yeah, you started to break up a little bit at the end, but we still heard you.
What really makes sense for us if we don't move on from Jimmy to create some of that salary is to hope that D Ford retires, or we find a suitable trade partner for Eric Armstead. I know that we just signed him to
For
that
Eric Armstead,
deal.
really?
Yes.
I'm interested in your thoughts. Go for it.
Because we're on the hook for a lot of money with Eric Armstead, and me and Nate have talked about this as far as the front line or whatnot. At the time, it did make sense to bring him back as he was the cheaper option than DeForest Buckner. Now, looking at how the league's going to be, if you look at the league this year compared to previous seasons, there was more passing yards in the league in NFL history ever this year. It's more evident that it's a passing league. So one of the things that you're going to have to, instead of building up from the front to the back. You want to build from the back to the front. We're going to have to get better on. We're going to have actual secondary players that can play up in man and press and play with these guys and stop wait and draft corners and build there. I can't recall the last time that the San Francisco 49ers drafted a corner early on. Like, can you remember the last time the 49ers took a first round corner?
Yeah, I believe it was Mike Rump.
It's been a long time.
Yep.
But we need to double down, and we have to, as far as like creating that salary, we're going to have to prioritize some of these players. Unfortunately, it's a business. It's no longer just the old days where, you just hope that this player retires a fan favorite with the football team that they started out with. No, it's a business. You're going to play to your strengths, and you're going to, if that player no longer is a fit or they just start to make too much money, then it's time to draft and move on and find a cheaper option. And that's kind of what we did with drafting Kinlaw over keeping Buckner. So we're going to have these 3 or 4 year rentals.
To your point, and I spoke to Boston Hater as well regarding that, and I tend to disagree. I'm a really firm believer that you build a team within the trenches, the defensive line and that offensive line. Who do you think is going to give worse fits to Jimmy G? J.J. Watt now being part of the Cardinals, or Buddha in the secondary? Who do you think Jimmy doesn't want to face, Buddha or J.J. Watt, Eric?
Honestly, I would think that it would be more trouble. I mean, their secondary has been little to nothing, so that's exactly the argument. I mean, which corners are going to hold Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk are going to shut them down? They don't have the corners to do that. Don't even mention Patrick Peterson. He's on his way out the door now. They've already got his bags packed. Buda Baker is good for taking out George Kittle out of football games.
Well, that's what he was brought in for.
If you want to compare a team with a good secondary, then you want to go with you want to talk about the Rams.
Yeah. So okay, very very valid point with the Rams. So I guess they can afford to let go of number 99 over there. I guess they don't need him anymore since they have such a great secondary. Listen, I believe you need both. You need a good solid corner to defend one side of the field. You can kind of get away. I don't know we'll get Mike's opinion on this, but I believe strongly that you build within the trenches. You build offensive line, defensive line, and you got to put pressure on the quarterback. Yes, it can go either way. I know back in the Seattle days when they had the Legion of Doom, it wasn't the front line. It was the secondary that was very good and made the defensive linemen that bit better. But I think if you can put pressure on the quarterback, if you can disrupt the quarterback and get the quarterback out of his lane and not throw, you can make an average corner look like a freaking Pro Bowler because the ball is just being thrown everywhere because all they see is these big guys coming at you. Or you can have a good secondary. You can lock everybody down. But if you don't have no good pass rush, they can penetrate those offensive linemen. Then the quarterback's still going to have all day to throw the ball. So with that said, I want to see what Mike's thought in this. There's no right or wrong. I'm just saying that I had the same conversation with Boston Hater. I believe that you start with the trenches. I think that the front four or front seven is more important than the back. But that's my thoughts. What's your thoughts and your personal thoughts, Mike? You're frozen and you're broken up, Mike.
I can come back out.
Okay. So we'll wait for Mike to go in and come back out. He froze. So we'll wait for a minute. So I want to get everybody. Okay, he's back. Wow, he's back quick. Let's see here. But he's not there.
Tom's saying Tom agrees with you.
Yeah. So again, it's not right or wrong. It's not a matter of me being right. You're not. There's nobody. You're not there, Mike. You got to turn on your camera. Anyway, I just believe you got to put the pressure on the quarterback, penetrate that offensive line, make the quarterback run for his life. It's not about sacks only. It's about pressures. It's about penetrating, putting pressure on the quarterback, having him throw off his feet, having throw, make sure that he's not looking at his receivers, that he's not reading his progressions. Like I said, you can have a great secondary, and they can defend very well. But if you don't have a pass rush to penetrate the quarterback, that quarterback's going to have all day, and eventually a receiver will become open. If you remember back in the early Niner days, we had a decent secondary, but we had a terrible pass rush. Do you remember those days, Eric? And the quarterbacks on the opposite team had all day. I mean, they can sit there, have a picnic, open up a bottle of beer, take a couple of swigs, and then throw the ball. We could just not get to the quarterback. And when we couldn't put a pass rush, even though we had a decent, pretty good secondary, we were not able to do much.
No, Tom's asking if we draft a pass rusher at 12. I'm hoping that we veer away from that. I think quarterback's actually the most important position right now.
Cornerback.
Quarter.
Quarterback?
QB. Quarterback, yes. I know that you don't want us to, but we have to address it. I mean, I don't think anybody on our roster is capable of leading the football team. Not Rosen, not Beathard. We know what we got in Beathard and Mullins, so we have to address that position. I mean, whether it be in free agency or trade or draft, we have to address it.
Got it. Real quick, and Mike, now that Mike's back, Mike, can we hear you? Let's see if we can. You coming out okay? No, Mike.
He's got connection issues or something.
Yeah, you're having connection issues, bro. Your internet is whack. Yeah, bro. He's gonna have to stay in the comments. I'm sorry, Mike. Okay, he's back in. Nope. Yeah, Mike. Let's just stay in the comments, man, because it's not working. So yeah, but anyway, go ahead and finish your point there, Eric. Sorry.
I forgot what I was talking about.
But we're talking about the secondary and about pressure in the corner.
No.
The most important thing you drafted 12 was quarterback. That's what it was.
Well, it has to be addressed in this draft, not necessarily at 12, but we have to address the quarterback position, whether it be first, second round. I think earlier the better, as far as in the draft. But it depends on which players are there. If I need to move my camera, let me know. Oh, you got me.
I got you. All right. The phone call is it keeps ringing that he wants to come back in, but there's nothing there, which is kind of odd. But anyway, back to what we were saying. But yeah, I mean, quarterback initially is something that we need to address. I mean, if we move up, let's say with the Dolphins, and potentially get Justin Fields or Lance, is that his name? From Dakota State or?
Yeah, Trey Lance.
Trent Lance. If we go and get one of those two cats at number 3, and then we build our future, but we're going to have to give capital. We're going to have to give our capital to go up and get him. There's nobody really going to fall at 12. If you think a quarterback is going to fall at 12 that you like, it's not going to happen, and at least not in my opinion. You're going to have to move past the Panthers. You're going to have to move past now the Washington Redskins need a quarterback since they're letting go of Alex Smith.
They re-signed Tyler Heineke. I think they want that kid to have a shot. They're going to bring in competition. Well, if you look at what Alex Smith was due this year to make, that's the obvious reason. That's the only reason that.
Oh, that they
cut him.
I agree.
Now there may be a window still open for him to return for much less money, but there's no way he's going to come. There's no way he's going to stay there for that much money. Hell, I would love to have Alex Smith as a backup, but
that still might be a possibility. You think he'll come
I
back?
mean, he's serviceable. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he'll be a starting
but
quarterback anywhere.
no, he's definitely gonna be a backup somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be a starting quarterback anywhere. I mean, he might
Look at
start
what he
come in
did.
as a backup and then eventually take over as a starter. But I don't know if there anybody will take him in. Who will bring him in as a starter?
Maybe Jacksonville to let Trevor Lawrence kind of not rush him into things. Chicago, they got Foles. It don't really make a lot of sense to bring him in. Um, nah. There's not a whole lot of teams that I can really think of. New England, but I don't think he's a good fit in New England. I think New England's going to draft a quarterback.
Good night, real quick, Dina Harvey. Good night, Dina. Sorry, I just seen your comment. I apologize for that. I don't know when you wrote it, but good night. If you're still watching, good night. Thank you for coming by tonight and taking part of our show. Appreciate you. If you're already gone, then my apologies. Hopefully, when you watch the replay, we gave you the shout out. Good night. My apologies. D. Watson says, right now, for me, offensive line man is important. Now, let me ask you, not to disagree with this Deshaun Watson. I think let me ask you, Eric, and this is for you too, D. Watson. If we sign Trent Williams back, if we bring Alex Mack, and I think we can afford him and bring him in, he wants to come to play for the Niners at a reasonable price at center, and then we move Daniel Brunskill at right guard, keep him there for the whole year, with Mike McClinchy at right tackle and Tomlinson at left guard. What are your thoughts on it? I think we'll be pretty good, don't you think?
I think we'll be pretty stout. The other thing, maybe getting back those players that were hurt all year, maybe Richburg can actually come in and earn his paycheck, or if he's not cut, I'm hoping that we find a way to dish him out. But I don't really have a problem with Ben Garland or Grazoo when he played. He played well.
Yeah, I think he'll be
I
more
don't
of
think
your
offensive
serviceable
line.
as a backup, don't you think?
I don't think our offensive line is really the issue, though. I think
I
our
agree.
issue our issue is, well, outside of Jimmy not being healthy, we got to. Well, nobody stayed healthy last year. So if you want to evaluate the whole team, then we got to look. Okay, quarterback. All of our running backs were hurt.
Get rid
Every
of
single one of
everybody.
them. Which that may look different outside of Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert. Then we got to start looking back at that. But we're good at picking up undrafted talent of running back. So why waste a draft pick on that? Receivers, yeah. KB is going to be gone. I don't expect him to be back. Hopefully we get rid of Trent Taylor. Hopefully Jalen Hurd can come in and play.
Trent
Richie
Taylor
James come
has to
back.
go. I agree with you there, Eric. I definitely agree with you there. I've seen enough of Trent Taylor.
Another player that I hope we bring back on a cheap deal would be Jordan Reed. Maybe another year of Jordan Reed.
Yes.
I would
I
love to
agree
see
with
him.
you
I would
there.
love to see him. I liked what he did whenever Kittle was off the field. I'd
Imagine
want to see him
both of them
on the
both
field.
solid, both on there. Yeah.
And potential cut candidate would be, unfortunately, Ross Dwelly may be expendable at that point.
Yeah, I like him as well.
I like Dwelly as a pass catcher. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to choose between both of those guys, I would take Dwally over Jordan Reed, but I like Reed too.
Yeah. I mean, healthy. If Reed's healthy, then I take Reed over Dwelly all day. But
That's the key thing, though. He doesn't.
he's
He's
more
another one.
physical.
He's another one that doesn't stay healthy.
Yeah, true. Nobody did though.
And Dwally was healthy. Dwally hasn't got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
When he had
they
his
say the best
opportunity.
ability is availability, right? So I rather take a somewhat partially good player playing all freaking 16 games than getting a superstar they can only play 8 or 9 games.
Yeah.
Like, let me ask you:
Well, I mean,
would you rather have D Ford or Kevin Hyder? You're going to see D Ford, right? Obviously, but if I told you Kevin Hyder playing at the best level gives you 16 games, maybe 15. D Ford gives you no more than 5. Who would you rather have now, Hyder or Ford?
obviously the guy that plays more snaps and that's able to play. I mean, he's a body.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
have
I'm
to
not
have the body.
comparing them by any means. So anybody watches the video, what do you mean you're comparing Hyder to Ford?
But
No, no, no.
if you got a healthy D4, then obviously D4.
Oh yeah, of course. Even if you had D4 for 9 games, I'll still take him over a Hyder of 15. But
Yeah, put him on 30. Put him on 30 or so snaps, and just let him go to town.
yes, but when you like last year, he only played He only played 1 game for us, and I know it's not his fault. I know it wasn't like he opted out. He wanted to play. He made a statement. I want to play all 16 games. I feel that it was ironic that he goes to the media and says, "I'm going to play all 16 games. I want to play," and after the first game, he's out for the whole year. It sucks for him, but let's see here real quick. It says Reed and Dolly. I'll pick a later round tight end and receiver. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Jordan Reed. What I saw of him, I love what he was able to do. He can move the ball on third down. He can get you those hard-earned first downs that you need. He makes Jimmy better on those third down plays. So I like. So does Dwally. But I just like the experience of Reed. But if I had to choose between one of the two, I would take Dwally just because Dwally is younger and stays healthier more. But based on talent alone, obviously, I would take Reed over Dwally. It's just I'm afraid to take Reed, let go of Dwally, and then Reed gets hurt, and now we're screwed.
Yeah, true. And I disagree. I don't think we need a kicker. Robbie Gold is good. He's under contract next couple of years.
Who's the kicker? D. Watson, bro. I love you, man. He in the draft that we did, the virtual draft, did we go kicker because of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Listen. This is just me though. I would take an undrafted kicker 10 times over than wasting the freaking. I understand, kickers. You are people too. I understand. I'm not trying to be offensive. You are people. You have feelings, but I would take an undrafted kicker over a potential good kicker. I'm not going to make the mistake that the Raiders did. I'm not going to make the mistake that Tampa Bay did. Look at that kicker they took. He's not even on the team anymore, and they spend it. I'm not going to. Yeah, I don't even know why we took a punter in the 4th round. That still boggles me. I don't think the Niners would do that again.
I don't mind that pick. Mitch Wachowski is actually he was a good prospect to go, and
well, so is Jose.
About the right time to go.
So you take Jose with the 4th round?
Yeah, if I needed a kicker, but I don't need a kicker. I got Robbie Gold.
We needed a punter. Yeah, you're right about that. No arguments there. The other punter.
Oh yeah,
although he got a Super Bowl now, Pinting or whatever his name is. The punter.
Bradley Pinion.
Yeah, he got a Lombardi.
Yeah, so does Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, and so does AB. Man, go figure. Go figure. Yeah. If we get Jose, I'll buy you a hat of the Niners. Oh, man, if I showed you, maybe Eric, if I showed you my wall, I have nowhere to put hats, bro. I'm talking about when it comes to jerseys and hats, I mean, I'm not lying. I have to have at least over 200 jerseys and about 80 hats. And I'm not exaggerating. Not exaggerating.
He can definitely give us some. I mean,
but he can give it to you, bro. He said if he signs Jose and says I don't want the hat, you can give Eric 2 hats there, D. Watson. You can buy him a Laker and a Saints hat.
No, I'll burn the Saints hat.
Yeah.
There's no Saints.
Ain't no Saints marching in, huh?
Like it, I kind of want to cut the little Saints off on the wall, but I'm doing the NFC.
Well,
I'm doing the
Well, get ready
NFL.
to be silenced in New Orleans for the next few years because I don't really think that crab legs is going to be anywhere near what. I mean, listen, you remove crab legs. Yes, you brought in Gronk and AB. All right. Other than Gronk, AB was a non-factor. Gronk was. I can't take that away from him. Two TDs in the Super Bowl, coming back off a year off. That was awesome. But, and I lost my train of thought. What was I talking? Oh, it must be late.
Maybe he made some plays though. He did catch a touchdown in that game.
AB? No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Did he?
He caught a touchdown.
Okay. Oh, we're talking about the Saints. They removed. Sorry,
right.
guys, it's been a long day. They removed Tampa Bay removed crab legs, put in Tom Brady with the addition of Gronk and AB, and they won the Super Bowl. So that just tells you a lot about crab legs.
Don't forget about Fournette and some of the moves that they made on that defense too.
He already denounced his retirement, D. Watson. He's retiring unless he changes his mind. But he already did his whole.
Where did he announce that? Because I haven't seen anything.
ESPN. He was and I'm gonna miss this, and I love my wife, and I love the community, and kumbaya, my lord. No, I don't know if he did that, but I'm pretty sure he will. But you know what? The thing about quarterbacks at that age, their body speaks for them. And at the end of the year, because their bodies hurt, they want to retire. They take the offseason a little bit, their bodies heal a little bit, and next thing you know, that itch of competitiveness comes in, and they play again. So you're right, he might come back.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Jerry.
But he's still not the same Breeze, bro.
No, he's not. The arm strength's gone.
Who that? Who are they going to get at a quarterback? Who that?
They going. I don't know. I expect them to move forward with Taysom Hill.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Taysom Hill's really I don't know, bro. I don't know if he's a starting quarterback, bro. I think he's more of utility. Like if I asked you, if you had to depend on one receiver for the 49ers, really depend, who would you go with? Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk? Both of them playing at the top of their ability.
That's a tough one. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
pick one or the other, bro.
Well,
now let's say now let me make this a little easier. You have Watson at quarterback. Deshaun Watson's your quarterback. Who would you rather go, Deebo or Brandon Ayuk? Because it's not fair to say that when you have Jimmy, right?
Yeah. I'm still taking Deebo.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's good. That's interesting.
What he opens up in the passing game and in the running game. I mean,
but don't you think that Jalen Hurd can be one of those players that Deebo does? What Deebo does? Of course, he hasn't played yet, but if he comes back and he plays, you don't think they can get away with Hurd doing a little bit what Deebo does?
No, he's not gonna be. He's not gonna be like that.
Really?
There's only one Deebo. The only player that can do what he does similar is Ayuk, I think.
You know what's amazing? That if things go right, and let's say Jalen Hurd plays the whole year, doesn't his back is done, he's healthy, and he produces crazy. I want to go back to this video and ask you, is he? I'm not saying he's better than Deebo, or ever be better than Deebo. Don't get me twisted. All I'm saying is, you can afford to lose Deebo over a Brandon Ayuk if Jalen Hurd plays half as good as Deebo. Because if you keep Deebo, who can you replace Ayuk with? Kendrick Bourne?
No.
You know,
I think looking forward. I mean, what Depot's been hurt the first couple of years he's actually played. Got to start to
every year.
this year. Yeah, this year you got to look and say, well, is he going to be healthy this year? Because long term wise, yeah, that caliber of playmaker, but you have to have him on. He's got to be on the field. I mean,
And that's
if
my
not,
thoughts precisely. He is a great player,
I,
but the physicality that he plays with makes me wonder if he can stay healthy.
now Brandon Ayuk, I'll give him that. I'll give him his. He had to miss a game because of COVID, and he did miss the first game because of a hamstring. Which, if you go and they didn't have an off season, so I'm not making excuses for Brandon Ayuk for that aspect, but
No, but he's more of a shifty speedster guy. He kind of he doesn't go at you. He dodges you, and he makes you miss for the extra yards. Debo, like Kittle,
he
welcomes.
just likes to run your ass over.
Yeah, he welcomes that, and that's great. Just like the same thing with George Kittle. I love George Kittle, but I'm not going to bet on this, but I can almost guarantee you that George Kittle would ever play 16 games in a season. But with that said, if you look at Gronk never played 16 games for the Patriots that I can remember, but yet he was very effective while he was playing. So you can't take that away from Kittle, but because the physicality, man, it's at some point you got to learn how to play more with this than with your body if you want to stay in the league.
Well, he likes. I mean, he likes the aspect of running as far as blocking and all that more than he does catching the ball, anyways. So.
Oh, talk about Kittle, yeah, because he loves that. He likes the physicality. He likes to hit. He says he rather knock you out on breaking the run than catching a touchdown in the end zone.
I think this year is going to look a lot like the year before, where we had that big running game. If our players could stay healthy, and then truly, honestly, if we can average that rushing, I don't care who's that quarterback. All they got to do is complete a pass for 5 yards.
Yeah. If Debo can stay healthy, if Jalen Hurts is able to stay healthy and do anything for us, have a healthy Mostert, have a healthy Jeff Wilson Jr. You have Kittle, N.W.A, maybe even Reed. You have a offensive line of, again, Trent Williams, Thompson, Alex Mack, possibly Daniel Brunskill at guard, and then Mike McGlinchey. You know what? And then receivers. You have Brandon Ayuk on the outside. Listen, this offense definitely can be scary, even with Jimmy G. Again, the knock on Jimmy G is not his ability to play, his ability to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy like 2019, we know what Jimmy can do, even if he doesn't throw for a lot of yards. But he almost threw for what, 4,000 yards in 2019?
Yeah, Kittle didn't stay. Kittle missed some games that year as well.
Yeah, and Jimmy almost had 4,000 yards. So don't tell me Jimmy can't throw. You don't throw for almost 4,000. And he wasn't that off of 4,000, right? He was like, what, a couple hundred?
Not even. But that's the thing, is the running game has to set that up. That's what's going to have to take place.
But that's what I'm saying. If you have a healthy Debo, a healthy Jalen Hurts, a healthy Mostert, who are you going to stop?
We're not even going to talk about Jalen Hurts. You know that Brandon Ayuk and Debo, I don't even think they even played on the field together one time this year.
Yeah, they did.
Year, so.
They played twice. They were
well,
on the
look
field
at who
together.
their quarterback was.
That I couldn't tell you. It probably, I don't know. I don't think it was
Mullins or.
Yeah, it was definitely Mullins. Mullins played the majority. I could be wrong in 2 games, but I definitely know 1 game they played together. They were both on the field. That I can guarantee. 2 games.
Yeah, but it wasn't very often.
But it was.
I think the Philly. It may be the Philly game.
It could be. That I can't remember.
That might be the game. That might be one of the. Which
but because
we played well, we should have won that game. But
well, because the quarterback was so atrocious, that you didn't really see a lot from Debo or Uke. And that's why we can't remember very well if they played together or not because of the quarterback play.
That touchdown that Uke made in that game
Oh,
was
when he
amazing.
leaped over and he did the little fly over.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I don't like those though, man. It is awesome to watch, but
it's scary. It's scary. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome to watch, and the thing, he's young. He's young, and when you're young and you're able to move like that, you don't think, you react. But one wrong fall, if they hit you an awkward way, that's it. Your season, maybe your career's over. You gotta. I'd rather him never do that again, personally.
I don't. I'm looking at Tom's comments. We've tend to say in the least as far as that goes, but I just want to see what talent that we get to bring back before I start making predictions on how far we can go.
I agree. I mean, I love the passion that Tom has. We win at least 10, and I love you for that, Tom. But you're right, Eric. Without knowing who we bring back, without knowing where we're at, ask us that question. What would it be? Even with the draft, ask us what after the draft we can definitely give her a better idea.
Well, I can definitely evaluate the team a little bit better once I know who's coming back too. I mean, depending on what holes are there.
So let's say we bring.
I think once.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I think once free agency hits and we sign who we're going to sign, I think it'd be interesting to come on and actually discuss which draft picks would.
From that point. No, I'm talking about how many games we win.
I know, but
it'll be hard to say.
That just came across my mind. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. It's definitely gonna be tougher this coming year than it was last.
Let's say we do sign Trent Williams and Juice, but we sign nobody in that secondary. How many games can we win before the draft?
Depends on if D4 is going to play and how good that front line is going to be.
Yeah, bro, come on. You don't have nobody back. I'm not talking about bad players. I'm talking about they don't have nobody back there. The only one in the backfield is going to be Jimmy Ward covering the whole field.
Wait, let's we have Fred Warner still. We can sign Bobby Boucher. Mm-hmm.
Stop it. Bobby Boucher, shut up. Stop it. I mean, I know they'll bring some free agents, obviously, but and they'll draft. But you know what? Even though I do believe in I do believe that you win and lose in the trenches. I love D tackles and defensive ends, but I do agree we need corners. If we don't go quarterback, we need to go cornerback in the first and second round, in my humble opinion, and begin to and then maybe in the third or fourth round go get another safety. But I think that secondary needs to be addressed. Even if we sign Jason Verrett, because just because we sign him doesn't guarantee he's going to stay healthy. You guys got to keep that in mind, because I know if we sign him, we're like, oh, we're set. No, not necessarily. I mean, I wish he stays healthy for New Year. But
who's going to start? Ken Webster?
Oh, yeah, bro. So, yeah.
No, we don't want that. We don't want them practice squad guys coming back.
No. We saw that with quarterbacks already. We want potential good players, ball hawks. So, I wouldn't mind drafting. If we don't go quarterback, if we stay with Jimmy, as much as I want a defensive end, because I believe in that, but I think that we can get away with Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, DJ Jones, and Javon Kinlaw. That's still a good defensive line. Then we have
DJ Jones is a free agent.
I'm sorry?
Jones is a free agent.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere, bro. I'm lucky if he comes back with us. He's been
hurt.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's going to really pay him. He'll come back for the minimum with us again. But even, okay, you know what? Let's say he goes. I like the other kid better, Kevin Givens. I think he's better than, or could potentially be better than DJ Jones.
Yeah.
My point being is we're okay at our defensive line compared, even without D Ford. We're okay, but we're really hurting secondary wise. So that's why I agree with you. I don't agree that the secondary is better, that you need to build the secondary first and then build a defensive line. I don't agree with that. But I do agree that we need to build our secondary just because it's so bad. If we don't go quarterback, does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, not that I'm agreeing with you or Nate. Not that I don't have to disagree either, but I'm just saying you build within the trenches. But right now, our secondary is so bad that we need something. I mean, we need a lockdown corner back there. We need
I firmly believe that Patrick Surtain is not going to be there at 12.
I don't want him. I want either
Um,
I want Horn or I want, you know who I want is Caleb. I want Farley. That's who I really want.
And in my mock draft, I had him going to Denver, but I think that that's kind of interchangeable between. I think they may go quarterback too. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
like Carly,
those,
Farley. I think he's a
if
hell
those
of a.
big three are gone, I really think that we go in a different direction.
No, one of wow, yeah, it's hard to say, but with the quarterbacks
I don't
jumping
think
off
we.
the wall, one of them would be there at 12, bro. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of these teams are going to come out and they're actually not going to take a quarterback in the first round.
If you look at the teams that are, and this is what I love about draft. Not only you got to look at the teams that are there and what their needs are, and a lot of those teams that are there don't really need a corner, and that favors for us. But if we sign a center, or if we sign a guard, or even a tackle, this is saying that if we sign Trent Williams, I don't want to touch an offensive lineman into the 4th or 5th round. Personally, my opinion.
Well, this is actually a good draft for offensive linemen too, though.
You can
So,
take later.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've always been a firm believer. It's like there's certain positions we're really set up. So
My mama said that's the devil. El Chamuco.
No, definitely. Well, yeah. If Tart's gone and Sherman and all them, then corner safety is obviously going to be a big need.
Yeah.
Quarterback, and then from there, we have to think about other things like guard, not necessarily right guard, but interior guard, because next year I don't think we're going to be able to get back Tomlinson, but that's going to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's too soon to talk about right now.
Way
But
too soon, but
I hear we don't have no center and no right guard. Let's not worry about our left guard. At least not at this point in time. You know what I mean? Let's don't add insult to injury with that talk, because I like Tomlinson. You're right. They might be able to bring him back.
That was a great trade that we made with Detroit to get him.
Yes. He planned out very well for us. He's playing phenomenal. Great. He was the best lineman in 2020, even better than Trent, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, as fun as it has been talking with you guys tonight, we have definitely passed the hour mark, and that happens when you're having fun. Unfortunately, we lost Mike. Mike, we apologize that we lost you, brother. Your internet was really bad. You were freezing up. We couldn't make what you said. So I apologize that we lost you, brother. We love you. You're always part of the team, whether you're on here or not. We didn't have Boston Hater on tonight. He's most likely working. But we had E-Man and myself, man. And then we had, for a little while, we had Florida Mike. So, and then most importantly, than any of us, we had all of you, the viewers. You guys were here. You guys are the rock stars. You guys are the start of the show, and we appreciate every one of you that showed up tonight. And for those that are still with us to this hour of the night, especially if you're from the East Coast, we appreciate you guys. Before I say good night, is there anything you want to say, Eric?
Man, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Just proud of our faithful here. Proud that we can give you content, have the ability to do so. Thank you guys for joining us. And like I said, it's been fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Eric. I had to do it at least once. I had to do it once. Good support, bro. Good support. All right, guys. You guys are amazing. Tom, D. Watson, Chemo, Kathy, Dina, and everyone else that showed up tonight. Javier, I want to make sure I don't miss nobody's names. If I do, I apologize. Corey, you guys were amazing. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for you guys' faithfulness. Thank you for smashing that like button and hitting that like. If you did not hit that like button, hit that like button before you go. But other than that, man, we appreciate you. We'll see you guys on Friday at 7 o'clock or 7 or 7:15. But we'll keep you guys informed about that ahead of time. E-Man, once again, it was a pleasure. Always a pleasure having you on the show, bro, as a co-host, man. You're amazing. Appreciate you, man. I love that jersey you're sporting tonight, bro. Sporting the red and gold, representing. I just got a shirt, but we're good. Everyone, good night. Have a blessed evening, and we'll see you on Friday, unless there's a breaking news that takes place. Maybe we might jump on a little sooner. But then, if not that, Friday. Good night, guys, and God bless. Peace.